Hello, my name's Andy. I'm a Ginger Gamer. Welcome to episode 18. Right, so if you watched episode 17, you know I've taken a slight detour away from Prehistoric Kingdom and I'm playing Quake. Well, specifically, I'm playing some of the old mods I made for Quake back in the day, almost, 20 years ago and more. Now, the first mod I'm going to play, as you can see, is Raptors, and it was the first ever mod I finished. And at the time I released it, it was the first ever mod released for the Dreamcast version of Quake. Now, it has some limitations as a mod. It's a bit janky in places, and obviously doesn't hold up to modern games in any way. Didn't always hold up to games at the time either, I think. So if you think when I released this, it was 2001. So we're 5 years after games like Tomb Raider and things, which was not really an inspiration in terms of gameplay or anything, but was a game I'd played a lot. Obviously, I played Quake a lot. Obviously, I was a big fan of Jurassic Park, which is kind of obvious. Now I'm playing Prehistoric Kingdom a lot. And I really wanted to make a game with dinosaurs. So the dinosaurs in this game, obviously, are raptors. And they replace what is the demon monster in Quake. And there's not a lot of change in the AI and therefore the behavior. So they behave quite a lot like the demon monsters do in Quake. And they're quite difficult. They take a lot of damage and they deal a lot of damage, so they're a little bit difficult. I'm not great, ironically, considering I played a lot of Quake and modded Quake. I'm not that great at first person shooters, as you'll see, and I've not played any of my mods for 15 years or more. Certainly I've not played this mod all the way through for 15 years. So we will see. I've not done anything to the mods in preparation for this playthrough other than just make sure they're working, find the best Quake engine to use, which I might talk a little bit later as we play through, and just make everything's doing what it should be doing. There is a potential game-breaking bug in this mod, which there's a workaround, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, there we go. Now, I'm not the first person to record themselves playing this mod and putting it out there on the internet, on YouTube. There are quite a few, and there's even somebody, I might stick this in there, future me whilst editing, will stick something up there to show there's actually somebody who played the mobile phone version of Quake and played Raptors on it, which is quite interesting. There was a lot of interesting things going on around this time. There was a lot of homebrew software for Dreamcast, some legal, some not quite so legal. There was a Half-Life version, I think. Was it Half-Life or Half-Life 2 version for Dreamcast that came out? And there was strange things. I saw on one, I think, Russian website, you could buy a disc with Raptors Quake on it. And buy it as a full game, which whoever did buy that must have been severely disappointed. I certainly didn't see any money from it, and nor, I guess, did id Software. So, yeah, lots of weird and wonderful things going on around that time. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the mod now. I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully I won't die too often, and hopefully I'll remember to tell you what's going on. We start the game. You're a soldier working in a military facility that is experimenting on raptors. Much like the plot to Jurassic World, for some reason they want raptors as soldiers. Who could have foreseen that there might be problems? There might be problems in that. Anyway, things have gone very wrong, and you start the game, you're in a lorry and you're trying to escape. Here we go in the lorry. There's some raptors meanly killing some soldiers, and they react to you, but they can't get you. But oh no, you can't get through the tunnel. There's been a rock slide and you are trapped. So that's that first level, and we're now into the first playable level. Now, I don't remember that I particularly balanced the gameplay particularly well in terms of how much ammo you have and health. I think I just about get by. That's all I'll say. Now, as I said, I'm not brilliantly great at first-person shooters, and I used to take every advantage in this mod. I think in some ways I'm slightly better, which I think will be worrying for you when you see me play. I'm slightly better now. Now, I used to try and get this first raptor, which is just around the corner there, trapped on the lamppost as a bit of a cheat. Using the scenery to my advantage. I won't do it completely now though, because it is a bit of a cheat. But I've already killed him. Now, that didn't look particularly dangerous, but it's when they get close to you, because I think they kill you in about 2 attacks, maybe 3. Yeah. Anyway, here's the first part of the facility, and we're going through these ominous looking doors. There's a raptor in that cage, and then there's a raptor loose over there. Actually, I can't remember how many raptors in there. I think there's 2. One of the tricks in it is really to shoot them and then get them out in the open. If you're in a confined space, you will just die. That one's obviously easy to kill because it's trapped in there. Obviously, if you're right out in the open, then it's relatively easy to kill them. It's when you get into closer quarter it all gets a little bit more difficult. I don't think there's any more raptors. I could be wrong. Some nice health there, which I don't need at the moment. Now, although this raptor is definitely smaller than that door, the hitbox for the raptor, or at least the hitbox for the demon monster, which it's replacing in the game, is too big to get through that gap, which I don't think I intended. I think that was just a lucky coincidence. Right, I will run back here and see if there's any more ammo I can steal. Yeah. Right, so that was quite successful. Oh no, I say that. I think there's some more raptors around here. I could be wrong. There it is. And again, I'm very bravely running away from them. More skilled players might be able to front them out a little bit. And I think from memory, there's another one. You can usually tell. And that's him done with. That's I'm quite amazed. I think from memory I used to die every time I played that at least once, and I kind of got through it, which I'm quite pleased about. Now I think we go through this tunnel. Can't quite remember where it leads though. As I say, many years, over a decade at least. Yep, and that's the end of that first level. That's it. You're in a tunnel on the side of a cliff, and there's a little house randomly sat there. Now you'll see there's a strange pattern on what is the bed, I think, in that house, and that's a missing texture. I don't know why it's missing. One of the strange vagaries of modding. I'll just jump out of here. Right, this T-Rex model, this is a baby T-Rex. This model is actually metal, I think. Yeah, it's metal. And I just found it as a map model somewhere online and have used it. And I don't know why the T-Rexes and the baby T-Rexes were unable to kill the Raptors. I think it's just a way of suggesting quite how dangerous the Raptors are. Now, there's a health pickup there in a dark cave. So even my memory and anyone new to the game would probably guess there's probably something in there. And indeed, there is a raptor. And I fell in the water. But I didn't take any damage, which is amazing for me. Right, I'll check in this house and see if there's anything in here. Which there isn't. Just some fairly ropey textures. We'll see if there's anything else to pick up in here. There is just the health, which I don't need. Now, I do remember this bit, and there's a lovely dark pit here, and you only have to guess what's down there. So there is actually a little surprise for the unwary visitor. And you come around here, and there's some raptors, and there's another dead T-Rex. Now, the enemies, not just in Quake but also in this mod, aren't the brightest. And as I remember, if you didn't want to take on 4 raptors who are chomping their way on this poor unsuspecting T-Rex, you can actually just sneak your way past, which is a little bit of a cheat, but I'm going to do it. I may shoot them and then run away. I am a coward. And you can exit the level safely. Right, as you'll see from this level, making trees or any kind of foliage in Quake back in the day was really difficult. It didn't get a lot easier. It did get somewhat easier. You could start to be able to use Quake 3 models in some Quake engines, which gave you better looking trees. I mean, that looks pretty ropey. I don't know what I thought these looked like, but there you go. I'm glad that music stopped. I don't enjoy it that much, and I'm not sure if it's copyrighted music as well. Now, this is a little town, I want to say. It's some kind of little village, and I have to be careful because there are a lot of raptors in here. You do get a new weapon though. Which is quite useful. Now, in most games, and Raptors as a mod is no exception, if you see rocks like this, there's usually a purpose. I think we can all say. And there is here. And that is to get into the back of this building, where you can get the rocket launcher, which I won't use yet. Now, I am very prone to killing myself with the rocket launcher. As I said, I'm not great at first person shooters. I will just save so I don't have to do all that again. I'll have a look around here. You can see there's a raptor down the end there. Now, this will show quite how powerful the raptors are, because you would imagine that one rocket would take out a raptor, but no. It takes more than that. Where's that raptor? Now, the reason I'm being cautious, apart from being quite bad at first person shooters, is close quarters with the raptors is always dangerous, whether you've got a rocket launcher or not. Although unnecessary blowing up of a raptor's body then. Actually, I made that relatively simple. I'm quite pleased with myself. I've not actually lost any health yet. Unnecessarily overusing the rocket launcher. I can't remember what's in these houses. They're not super detailed, as you can see, or even particularly well textured. But But, you know, I'll do my best. In we go. Now, as I remember, there's a ton of rockets, but not much ammo for the shotgun, which is a bit annoying because the shotgun is a safer bet. And there's 100 weight of ammo for the rockets. Not entirely sure what I was thinking. Now, I think that's everything. Awful light text, awful light models I made. But no, I think that's everything in this level. Yeah, as you can see, I've got 8 shots left on this. Quite a lot of rocket launcher. And that's that level finished. I really used to die a lot more than that, so I'm quite pleased with myself. Right, we're into some dark tunnels, and I think we find some sewers. And this was quite a difficult thing to make in Quake. Well, it was for me anyway. Getting pseudo round, which is really just rectangular, hexagonal shapes to kind of merge and cut into each other and then still compile, I found difficult. I won't say that everybody found it difficult, but I certainly did. Right, come through here and you're up into, oh, if I can get up a ladder, up into the rest of the base. And a very noisy light and lots of ammo and the rocket launcher if I'd missed it. Now, I think you go up there, but I think there's some more stairs this way. Now, there's a key that I obviously need for later. I don't think you need to have played this game before, or indeed any game, to know what will happen when you pick up that key. So I think I'll deal with the Raptors first, because as a surprise to nobody, that gate opens. But yeah, I've dealt with them, so I'm okay. I can run away bravely. Oh, there's some health. That's quite good. And this is obviously meant to be the soldiers' quarters. I don't know why there's only one room. Let's pretend there's lots of other rooms, and I just haven't shown them, rather than there just being only 2 soldiers get any bunk beds. Right, up these stairs and these noisy lights. Right, now I remember this is quite a tricky bit. It shouldn't be, but fairly sure it is. Everything looks safe. There's a nice helicopter for you to try and escape into, but I don't think it's going to stay safe for long. Yeah. Now what I found in that level is it's very easy to kill yourself. And that's what makes it tricky more than anything. But I just about got away with that. Showed a little bit of restraint. Right, and there's a helicopter. An ominous, very quaky sky. And a helicopter, which must mean safety and sanctuary. Except it doesn't. We are coming up to the potentially game-breaking bug. But hopefully it won't. I'll have my fingers crossed. Right, let's jump in the helicopter. You can fly this. Is it going to take off? There we go. Helicopter's taking off and you're flying away to safety. Now, what's meant to happen next is you're flying in the helicopter over a lake and you get hit by lightning and the helicopter drops into the water and you're back amongst the raptors and the danger, etc. Unfortunately, doesn't always work, but let's see if it does this time. No. So you see the helicopter model sailing off into the distance. You're meant to be on that, and you're not meant to get shot down until later. But it's just not working. Now, if I could be bothered to break open my level editor, I could try and fix this. because I think the problem's in the level and the position of certain brushes and things like that, and instead of moving along with the helicopter, you're getting squished by it. But anyway, I will have to resort to bigger cheats, really. So I will cheat ahead to the next level. Now, as you see, you're trapped underwater in the downed helicopter, and you can swim to safety. Now, it's a shame it doesn't work, but it doesn't really detract from the game. The only slight problem I've got is I've lost my rocket launcher, which I will need for a little tricky bit in a minute. Yeah, I don't know why that bug is in there, because I say it wasn't. I don't know if it's because of the Quake engine I'm using. Maybe it handles brushes and things like that differently. I'm using DirectQ Quake engine, and the reason I'm using that is it's just the simplest and most compatible engine to use and shows textures properly. The engine I used to use for most of my mods was called Thomas Quake, but for some reason now, with modern graphics cards and drivers, textures just don't display properly sometimes, so I've had to swap the engine. Anyway, I think there's a little tunnel up this way in the dark. Now, game design will tell you if you want a player to go in a certain direction, you often add bits of interest or light to kind of show it off. I usually point people in the direction I want them to go with the darker areas. Just something I do. I don't think it's particularly good game design. Now, this is a little tricky without the shotgun. So you can see there's a couple of raptors. Which are easier with the rocket launcher. And anyway, I'm into another part of the base. Go in this door, but I need a silver key, so I have to go down this corridor. I remember this corridor, and I was quite proud of this corridor. Stolen from lots of other games and films. The lights go off as you walk down it, which I was more proud of it than perhaps I should be. Aha, the rocket launcher, some health, some ammo, perfect, just what I needed. Go into this room with dead soldiers, which looks quite ominous, and an exit sign that's back to front. Don't go out of that exit door. That's all I'm saying. If you ever play this mod, I will show you why later. You should never go out of that exit door. Maybe I'll show you now. I will save it though. I think you can get through it. Yeah, the reason you shouldn't is all of them. And even with a rocket launcher, you will not survive that. So instead we'll go this way. Oh, not sure what's killing me then. I think there are brushes to kill these soldiers when the level loads, and I think that's what I got hurt on. So I'll jump around there. Right, so this fish tank with a key. Don't ask me why there's a key in the fish tank. Don't ask me why they've got really horrible looking piranhas in their fish tank. What I wanted to happen here is I want you to break the fish tank, the water drains out, you can get the key, the fish die. The problem was moving water back in the day in Quake was quite difficult, and it took me ages to work out how to do it. But there you go. In my head, I think I don't move the water brush. I think I move the rest of the level. I can't remember. Anyway, it works. You've got the key. Let's move on. Yeah, I think there's definitely a brush there that does you damage, which isn't particularly helpful. And I think it's still loaded and I've died. Another bug. Right, let's go back. re-get the key, and this time avoid all the potential kill brushes. What I don't understand is how I missed them on the way through. Never mind. I'm getting killed all over the shop. This doesn't make any sense. I think it might be something to do with the fact I've cheated to get to this point, which means the game hasn't really loaded everything in the way it normally does. Right, I shall chicken out round there, and I shall save my progress up to here. Now I can't remember what comes next. Hopefully 40 health and 12 rockets is going to be enough. We shall see. I do remember. So this part I was unnecessarily proud about in getting these what were meant to be kind of early prototype Raptors that they'd produced, kept in these tanks with bubbles, and yeah, a bit like, if you remember, what was it, the 5th Alien movie or the 4th Alien movie, when they had all these different versions of the alien in tanks. That's basically what that was meant to be. Right, some more dead soldiers, which I'm a little worried about, I've got to be honest. Ooh, raptors in cages. And a couple of raptors loose. Did that die on the first shot? Amazing. Right, I don't think I'm going to let those raptors out. I have to dodge all these soldiers because I think I need to be a little bit careful of them. Right, that's that area that I nearly died in with the red light. Before I leave this area and get away from these noisy raptors, I think I'll have some fun. Killing all of them, except I've run out of ammo. Right then, I think this is the end of the game. So how do you escape? Let's jump into that lorry. And we can go to freedom, as it says. And you escape in yet another van. Now, I was going to make Raptors 2. And in Raptors 2, I would continue the story, obviously, and you don't escape within that van. It's quite a cyclic game as I think about it. You're back in a van again trying to escape. Doesn't really bode well, does it? I think perhaps you probably would get caught again. But that would be for the sequel. So, there's a little end screen. Amazing. Congratulations, you have been playing Raptors, a modification of Quake by AJ. And AJ was my kind of nickname when I did modding. And my website was called AJ's Quake site. A little bit hokey. Quake is an id Software product. DC Quake ported by Titanium Software. They were the company who made the DC Quake version that I used. And yeah, that's the mod. It's buggy as all hell. I think all the bugs in the final level were really due to the fact I'd kind of cheated to get to that level. So lots of things that didn't normally happen happened. It was unavoidable really with the problems in what was the kind of 5th transition level not working. I hope you enjoyed that. The next mod I will play will be Raptors Return, which if you watched the last episode, you'll know you play as a raptor in third person and go around eating soldiers. And this time you're the slightly underpowered one and they're the slightly overpowered one. But it's good fun. And again, I called it Raptors Return. Why I didn't call it Raptors Revenge, I don't know. But there you go. That will probably be the next video out on the channel. I do want to get back into making some Prehistoric Kingdom videos. So that's probably the next bit of video gaming I'm going to do. But I don't know when the actual video will be out. I've also recently bought on the Steam Autumn sale Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it on the channel. I might not. We will see. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Obviously, this channel so far has been very Prehistoric Kingdom heavy until now and the previous episode, but it's not going to be. It's going to be lots of different games. I'm actually thinking of getting back into Jurassic World Evolution. I've not really played the second game that much, so whether I go right back to the first game or play the second game, I'm not sure. Also the same with Planet Zoo. I don't know. Let me know what you'd like to see. And I've also thought about doing a proper playthrough of Quake itself. Again, seeing how well these videos are watched, I might do that. I'm not very good at it. I'll be honest. You may have seen the last episode me playing through the final boss of the first episode, which is the easiest boss in the history of video games once you learn what you have to do. But that's not representative of me playing most of the game. But I might do it. Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Please share. Please do all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.